this game could just clinch it for Alireza, whereas Wesley could open up the window for himself and a number of other players, and they're off. Knight f3, ready system with g6 and bishop g7. I really want to give Vichy credit for this particular move order against the ready. In his match with Magnus, he demonstrated that that was a good equalizing.
For sure.
c4, knight a3, very, very well-known line of play.
c3 here, right? Oh, c5.
And away you go.
c3 used to be how they played it when I was growing up, but this line, starting with c5 and only playing c3 later on, as we will probably see somewhere around here. I think the main line in this position goes c3, knight b5, knight a6, right?
Yeah.
c3, knight b5 and
knight a6.
oh, knight a6.
This kind of a strange dance where nobody wants to take the pawn too early.
Right.
They do get taken off the board eventually, but for a while there's this strange little dance going on.
And there we have it, as you suggested, knight b5. Please do me a favor of capturing on b2, letting me complete my development. And it looked like Alireza was reaching his knight to go to a6. Don't forget, I mean, there is a secondary point to knight b5, and that was to trade queens and go knight c7, collecting a rook. But
I like how knight went a b5 and then c3.
right, I mean, couldn't you efficiency?
Just started with knight c3.
Right, knight to e4. Here,
Knight takes.
the big choice was to start with bishop to d4, not to trade knights, in order to essentially close down the diagonal. Wesley's going for some kind of advantage in the ending. Is this anything?
This is supposed to be nothing, but it's a kind of a nothing which is slightly more pleasant to play with white. I think Vladimir Kramnik has had this a bunch of times with white, but it's very difficult to prove a serious advantage here. You play rook c1, f2, f4, king f2, but black goes rook d8, king f8, eventually starts developing the queen side. You don't currently have a good square for the bishop on c8, but you will have one sooner rather than later. Yeah, this is a very conservative choice considering where we are in the tournament. I'm a bit surprised Wesley is doing this, to be honest. It's not like a loss is some kind of a huge personal tragedy here, and a win would absolutely change the outlook of the tournament. e5 I don't like.
Yeah, I want to say, please, e5, that really loosens the...
It might still be okay, but I would pretty much never would have made this move, to be honest, I think. There is no call. We had such a fantastic anchor knight on d6 supported by that pawn. Now after knight b3, we are probably going to have to equalize by force somehow, because if we drift for another 2-3 moves, we'll be in tremendous amounts of trouble suddenly.
Exactly.
Knight b3, rook fd1, rook c7, knight c5, all of white's. don't really know.
Well, I think knight c6 guarantees white's an advantage. End of story there. h2, h4, there's no guarantee that that's an advantage.
No.
I mean,
And once again, now we can maybe return to the question of whether I can take on c1 and a2, because b3, b6, I will just take the b3 pawn off the board.
right. Rook c1,
So yeah,
c1.
h4 seems a bit vague.
Well, we are expecting rook c1, bishop a2. Should Alireza pass this test with the black pieces, he looks like he would be in cruise control.
Rook c8.
Whoa.
d1.
Rook
Slightly
c8.
unexpected, yeah, I don't know why we've done that with black. I felt like there was, even f7, f5 I felt was maybe more to the point than rook c8.
Truly.
Because now we have to have a reply here. I guess we can go rook c5 though. Rook d6, rook a5, a3. We should be able to make a draw there somehow.
Right,
e5,
with a
b4,
little-
a5.
But a little,
Yeah.
something,
Knight
something.
c4 bend.
But rook c5, b4, Peter? Rook d5.
Rook d5, yeah. I have
Is what
rook
you
d5
want.
there, yeah.
What
Sorry.
if black plays knight c4 here? What's the idea?
Knight c4, knight takes b7, knight takes b2, right?
Right.
Rook d
Seems like a
check.
decent option, yeah. And it looks like this is what he's reaching for.
Hold
yeah.
on.
Well spotted.
Because of a2 is saying, sorry.
Right, and if you take, I take with the rook. And I want to play rook c2.
Yep, and make a comfortable draw that way. So b2, b3, rook c2. Bishop takes e4. You
Oh,
keep
take
grabbing, I
e2
keep
first.
grabbing.
Or,
You-
yeah.
Right, I mean, and pretty much everything gets hosed off the board. Yep, they're going for it. Rook takes e2, bishop takes b7, rook takes a2.
Is Alireza picking up more pawns on the queen side?
Well,
Yeah, bishop b3, right?
bishop b3, rook d8 check,
King g7 and
e4.
e4.
Yeah. Probably
Yeah, it should be a draw because white will play bishop d5 more or less instantly, so there's not
Exactly.
much point in it. But
Exactly.
you still do it that way. I don't think there's any reason to beg for a draw with rook takes e2. You're never worse.
Right. Agreed.
Well, this game looks like it's fizzling out into a draw. Should we switch to Hikaru's game?
Let's do it. And Hikaru is up against Jan. Big fight brewing for